Hello, good morning, and welcome back. Vienna Spring Break 2023. We are in semi-finals, currently finals day. Christina Obermeier joined by our president, the president of the EUF Audi, Andrea Furlan. Thank you for joining us here. How are you today?
Great, very exciting to be here at the Vienna Spring Break and to watch a fantastic semi-final in the women division with Box against Troubles.
Box are currently the reigning champion of Vienna Spring Break and also the hosts, of course. And as someone on the stands pointed out, reigning champions, in terms of reign, you can double see that as a double pun, because last year it rained for the final. This year for the semi-final we get some rain, and we also get a repeat of last year's finals as Troubles was there as well. So, Box starting on offense. Schnedel to Scheidel. Slicing through that zone. Pali now in front of the end zone, red zone. For Box. Paschinger thinks about the big around flick. Goes to Maya instead. Looking for an option. Find Paschinger. High disc. Tipped and caught just in front of the end zone. And that disc into the hands of Vinta Tuzio for the first score for Box.
Yeah, great patience from the Box players. If you have seen the previous game in the open division, you have seen that it's really difficult to play the disc. It's a wet disc with some wind coming from the right side of our screen. And yeah, Box really treasured this disc. They had a little bit of difficulties with when the wind came up, but yeah, at the end they did and score.
Yeah, they did that really well, holding cleanly for the first offensive possession. Here, Troubles, on the other hand, came up with a zone that troubled them a little bit. But Box have been clinical all weekend. They have not lost a game yet. Troubles, on the other hand, also very clean. And now they're on for their first offensive point. Big gainer into the middle will be popped right back into the handler set. Sajakowska getting that disc for just out of the hands of the receiver, and Box with a break opportunity. Wolfsteiner to Rottensteiner. Underneath and working it up that sideline. Terra now looks for an option, finds Rottensteiner around, and they manage to move to the other side of the pitch. Wolfsteiner with the big disc into the end zone. High grab collected by Tabea Kramer for the break for Box.
Oh, very exciting. It was really a close bit, but Kramer had position and could just control the curve and jump at the perfect moment to catch the disc.
Yeah, there was really two Box defenders, Box players and two defenders there as well, as we see the replay here. Terra and Kramer both in position, and the two Trouble defenders just out of reach. Beautiful stuff out of Wolfsteiner, who's back from baby break.
Yeah.
She's already showing what impact she has on that team. So, Troubles back on offense again. They had a bit of a miscommunication and a drop because of the rain, but I'm pretty sure they will adjust to the wet conditions.
A short pull. Let's see if Trouble can use it. They are with a slight backwind. Maybe also we will try to have a long pass into the end zone, and it comes.
Hrabitska with the immediate throw deep, but Schnedel underneath that tries. I think she got a piece of that disc.
Yeah, definitely. It was an important touch to stop it because there was a little bit of separation and could have gone into the opponent's hands.
Very static from box now. Steinhauser to Meyer in position and puts it deep. Pali tries to keep it in bounds, but that disc was always going to go
you can see
outside.
that exactly with disc is wet, it didn't come out exactly as she wanted, and unfortunately for box, it flew out of bounds.
That beautiful disc into the middle is tipped, and Maya gets it back here. Schnedel takes the contact and plays through it. Steinhauser with the reset, up the line to Schnedel, and Antuzio very open but doesn't know. Maya goes to her knees. Inside shot, knocking on the doorstep. Gets a reset back here. Schnedel up the line, and the continuation is looked off, and that disc caught in the end zone just about. Kuhne doing a lot of the handling work for box in this point.
Yeah, box with a 3-0 lead, always moving the disc very safely with a handler movement, but with a great combination between handler movement and passes in the deep side of the field, so that for troubles it's not really easy to set up an effective defense.
Yeah, Troubles have struggled with the wet disc just a little bit. I don't see too many players on the Trouble side wearing gloves. Box, on the other hand, has quite a few players gloved up. What's your opinion on the glove thing?
I am purist. I never play with gloves. Maybe in these years they have been evolved, but what I see, they are not always professional gloves what they wear. Of course, it's important to have the head warm. I am really lucky that my hands are always very warm, so I don't need that, and I prefer to have the feeling with my finger on the disc.
Yeah, I get that. Same for me. As Troubles are now off to the races. Saczkowska goes back around Podgorska. Back to Saczkowska. Looking for an option, finds one around the back. They're making negative yardage now, and that disc bubbled and caught, and it will be too far back, and Saczkowska with a valiant effort to keep those discs around her hands, but Box with another opportunity to break here, and a big disc goes up from Terra, and Strieder with the layout catch just in front of the end zone. Back to Terra. Looks for an option, goes up the line, and that's caught. Maybe she jumped in?
There is a possible call, but the point is confirmed. 4-0 for Box that used again an offense mistake from Trouble, and were able to move the disc very quickly up the line, and then finally score with a easy pass to the player that was just running from the back into the end zone. And this is a pattern that we can see in the last plays that Box has done. All is coming rather from the back and moving the disc with the passes that are safe to a player that runs exactly in that space with the disc coming from the back.
Yeah, look at we saw some replays here. The valiant effort from Saczkowska. She was probably a meter high up in the air to try and grab that Frisbee, but just out of her fingertips. And Box with a 4-0 lead. They definitely started into the game better, and I have to say, if you don't know yet, I'm really biased because that's my home team, obviously. I'm rooting for the winner. But looks like Box really started this game better, and I know Troubles have it in them to challenge them a little more, as it feels a bit rushed what they're doing right now. And Box get another opportunity to go up 5-0. High stall count, discard! Amazingly.
Yeah.
Freimann, how did she get the fingers around that disc?
And she doesn't wear gloves.
She doesn't wear gloves. She must have...
Hot hands, hot hands.
Yeah. She must have warm hands too, yeah. So Troubles with the timeout, and you can see that replay here. It was a high stall situation. Schneidl didn't have anything, and Freimann with the perfect cut timing gets that disc somehow and pops it into the end zone for the score. So both teams are going to take a breather in this weather, and we will be right back with you after some messages and highlights.
We believe mixed is the best for the sport, for the world. That's why we're making a global showcase, starting in Europe, made in Amsterdam. ULTI.TV, ULTI.net.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTI.TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
We are back live here, Box with a 5-point lead over Troubles to start the semi-final in the women's division. Troubles just took a timeout. What would you say to your team, Audie, if that was you coaching Troubles?
Well, Troubles at the moment is rather suffering from own mistakes. I think that it was good to take a break to get the focus. It's really difficult to play on this weather situation, and they were just a little bit too stressy, so they tried to push too much and then made just simple mistakes.
Yeah, and we saw some mistakes caught now. Luck on the side of Troubles as they're entering the red zone for the first time, and this time around another big throw missed by two offensive players. Troubles had some amazing flow. You could really see that now they were dialed in a little bit more. Wolfsteiner with the disc in hands for Box. Paschinger. And a big huck goes up for Terra. It's going to be wide and out the side.
Yeah, but again, we could see in the previous action a little bit of miscommunication on side from Trouble. And they were really on the doorstep. I think that if they can just leave out those small mistakes, they actually the skills and the power in the legs to challenge Box and get back.
Absolutely. I do think Troubles have had some unfortunate errors, as this one, Saczkowska with another huge layout. But that disc floats as Paschinger puts it up into the end zone for Kramann. Too far again, it looks like. Rather than staying over, like getting better during that timeout, Box have adapted a little bit to what Troubles have been doing.
Well, the wind is coming from the back, from the right side, and probably Pashingat just underestimated the strength of the wind and it picked up, and it was unreachable then for the other box player.
So Soskowska, disc in her hand. Starting the stall. Going up the line. Folek. Tchaikovska again. Into the middle. Bobek. And a pick call downfield. Hermann catching up to her player. And Bobek. Back to Tchaikovska. And a collision on the up the line cut by Folek. Terra and Folek are going to talk about it a little bit. So we can see the replay here. Puts it up, and it seems like both players were running towards that disc, but there was body contact, so whatever they will decide. So it's a retracted foul and a turnover. Bucks manage well to put pressure on that troubles continuations. And another big hawk goes up. Hermann in pursuit.
And I think that it never came in.
Yeah, I think
it was already on the sideline, and troubles is indicating 10 meters on the left side of the middle field into the space, so the half of troubles.
Yeah, troubles get a bit lucky there. Tchaikovska with the disc get back in her hands, and that's a free defense for them, and two players within reach of that disc. Gorstitzer to Tchaikovska. Oh, and that disc again bobbled. They are put a bit out too far in front, and I think if that disc wasn't as wet as it is, they would have caught it, but they have to adjust a little bit. And Terra puts it deep for Hermann. She's running, catching just in front of the end zone, and pops it in for Kramer. That was a quick turn of events for Box there. They tried the deep hucks again and again, and this time around it did work out.
Yeah, with a long backhand, it was a little bit easier to control. Look at this perfect break from Pashinga that allows power position and an easy long pass that you don't have really to force too much. And then the box player with a little bit too rushy pass. But good for them, and brought it to a 6-0 now.
Hey everyone, looking at us now. There's a reason we're behind the camera, you know. But Box back on defense. Troubles get another opportunity. Levitska. Inside. Beautiful shot. Piankowska to Plewicka. Little give and go in the handler movement. They seem to have found their confidence. What a throw to hold on to. Looks for an option, finds an easy out in the middle, and Plewicka gets it back. Inside shot to the other side, moving it along. Red zone opportunity for Troubles now. Jakowicka looks for an opportunity, very static from Troubles. The stack goes around, and a big layout for the Troubles side to keep possession alive. Mark is off by a bit, and Pali runs through and doesn't get it, and this leaves the break open for the score for Troubles.
That's the first point for Trouble, very, very well deserved. You see how much they wanted it. They tried all the time to break the force, to get an easier pass than a continuation pass into the break side. And yeah, thanks to this great layout that probably we will see now. Yeah, break pass and then reset into the middle.
You can see the mark overcommits
Yeah.
and is far off, and great hands there. Also, Pali tried to run through, but this keeps her player makes her player very open, just in front of the end zone, and that easy break on for the point for Troubles.
Yeah. And we have seen much more handling movement from Trouble, and that was probably also one of the keys to keep the disc safe and get the reset and then try again and again that side arm break that then allows a easier continuation pass.
See some people in the stands trying to hide from the weather. Super rainy. Perfect Frisbee conditions in my opinion. Love a bit of a wet disc, and it's so much better for laying out as Box on offense for the first time since 6 points. Strieder with a big gainer pops it to Paschinger. Paschinger puts it deep. Terra in pursuit, and there was a bit too much triceps.
There
on
was
that
a clear set play from Box with everybody cutting long and then one person cutting back and being able to gain immediately 20-30 meters on the first pass.
Saczkowska finds a reset. Switching sides are Troubles now. Back in the middle to Saczkowska. She looks for an immediate option. Doesn't find anything. Wants the inside, but everyone's ready for it. She does those so well. And she gets it back again. Puts a pass into the middle. Kaczynska.
Now Box is covering, so just allowing backhand on the throws. Probably they realized that this sidearm was too dangerous, too fast to cover, and that was also the reason of this change.
Saczkowska. And this time around, that inside backhand pushed down by Rottensteiner. Box get their opportunity for a break, for a hold. Rottensteiner looking for an option. Goes to Wolfsteiner, and beautiful handler movement to Paschinger. Very static now is the Box offense, but Strieder helps them. Sun's out, guns out. I wish there was a little bit of sun out. But just a pick called. See that hand signal? Paschinger over the top, and both Terra and Saczkowska have the disc in her hand, and Saczkowska was there a bit earlier to get that defense for Troubles. And that disc on the far side. The ground again, the points are getting a bit messier. Rottensteiner to pick up. Goes in the middle to Paschinger and around to high for Karma. High enough for Terra. Wolfsteiner giving the reset option. Up the line to Paschinger with a big layout for the score.
Great action. We have seen how Box moves safely the disc in the handling. creating space in the end zone and then for this give and go. Let's see it again. Nothing open. Swing it and just cut up line and great layout, the pancake catch.
Yeah, Paschinger doesn't lay out often, but if she does, it's on the money. Troubles had so many opportunities now. They really pushed box, and it wasn't necessarily errors from their side. It was rather Troubles really being there on defense. They found their flow a little bit. And now they have an offensive opportunity to stay within reach of box. Especially with this weather, anything can happen.
Yeah, it can be very fast.
Libitska puts up a gainer. Back in the handler set now. Libitska. Jamela. And that disc on the ground for Troubles, and now they have to play defense once again, but with the fire they have found lately, Box is really struggling as their stack is static, not a lot of options, and a pick called, and that's why everyone was standing probably.
Well, I think that they were a little bit watching whether to make a cut from the front or just having the handlers, giving the space to the handlers.
Maya back, and that was caught by Steinhauser with a layout into the middle. Artuzio looking for Maya, and Maya puts it up again. What a grab! That was a very good continuation cut out of Sauer.
Yeah, it's really great to see how Box can mix between this movement in the handlings and to try to just with you can see it here is a pass, a dish, and then the handler is in the power position and can shoot into the deep space for a perfect time cut, and there's actually no chance for the defense to stay close when the pace is this one.
Yeah, so we are at 8-1. It's halftime, currently in favor of Box. And there is no break for halftime. Both teams are ready to stay on the field. Troubles are hungry. They will start on offense again for the second half as they started on defense to start the first.
Yeah.
But you were absolutely right, Box, really with that flow and continuation. They're doing everything right at the moment. They really seem to be dialed in.
And the game is still very long. We have just 30 minutes on the clock. Games will be of 80 minutes. Then when the time is over, to the top score, 1 point will be added, or of course 15 points. So let's see. Still a long time of great women ultimate here in Vienna.
It is Soczkowska with the defense by Wolfsteiner in the handlers set. Rottensteiner picks up quickly, looks for an option in Paschinger, finds her finally. Stall must have been very high already. Wolfsteiner in the middle. Very static, again going only backwards. Our Box, good pressure from Troubles. Back again, their Box is screaming for cuts. There's not really a lot of options. Strieder now with 10 meters gained up the line to Paschinger. And Paschinger is going to put it deep for Hermann, laying out. And that disc too far.
They came out actually very well of this difficult situation. The Trouble was covering so well stopping most of the cuts from the stack. That was a little bit too far away, for my opinion, and forced just the handlers to move the disc back and back.
You're absolutely right on that, and that's for Troubles back. I just wanted to say that's what they got themselves their opportunity back, but turned again. Box up just in front of the end zone. Paschinger with the stumble, puts it up to Strieder for the goal, and it seems like Troubles are getting those opportunities. They're pushing them, but it's just not enough. It's the little things, the little drops and the discs that always come out in favor of Box that really is the difference between those teams.
Yeah, those small mistakes, but I think that we have Paschinger is having a really great game. So if I were Trouble, I would just try to stop this player by maybe switching, so not allowing all this cut up line, changing maybe to a force middle defense, blocking those give and goes or short passes, so that Paschinger cannot always get in this power position and either throw the long or make the point herself.
I would absolutely agree. And Troubles are here with almost all of their players, as I heard. So, because this is their only international tournament before UCR, getting some reps in together. We'll hope for better weather when we're at UCR in Warsaw with them. And that disc put out to space and bubbled.
Yeah, again, some concentration. Wanted probably to see already which is the next option before you have the disc under control. And sometimes it happens.
Scheidel all alone, no mark on her whatsoever, giving her an easy opportunity to Kuhn, and Troubles have managed to, with not as much pressure, get that disc back. Hrybicka. Jakowiak back to Hrybicka. Goes around Hrybicka. Jakowiak. Very static. They're waiting for an option. Go over the top for the score. What a way to get the second point on that for that game for Troubles on the board. That's the word. Oof. Getting too excited for Troubles.
Yeah, well, big patience. She was really looking for a cut, and the stall probably was also quite high, but solved it really great in a great way, and with a little bit of a almost blade over the top that perfectly landed in the hands of our teammate.
Yeah, definitely a well done for Troubles.
So now they are, think it's no timeout. They are taking a little bit more time in this line change. And probably we can expect something special now coming from Trouble.
Oh, I bet.
Let's see.
You know, they started their first point out with zone when they started on defense, and they have been starting on offense pretty much every point, or like many points since, and you have to really be dialed in when starting on defense, and I'm wondering if they're going to put up a zone again, but they're going to stay with matchup defense here.
And just one side again, force and flick.
Bottensteiner. Up the line. Gets it back there in power position. Doesn't see a cut she likes. And Paschinger with the little shimmy. Red zone now. Back to Rottensteiner. The two of them pretty much doing it all on their own, and that throw just out too far. And there wasn't really anything from this stack. That's why the two players had to play it in the hander set. But Troubles with a break opportunity.
Oh,
Big
missed
layout.
the catch. And now on the doorstep.
Rottensteiner quick to pick up to Terra for the score. Unfortunate to turn it over in the reset space. But Box holding, if not cleanly. So, Box back on D. Troubles had their opportunity. They just have to start connecting on those shots, really.
Yeah. It's they had a chance with starting on defense to make it a little bit more pressure in the offense. In the offense of Box, but again there was a lot of those give and goes and cuts into the open side. That what we were exactly saying before. If they can stop that, I think that the Boxer will get more troubles in moving the disc. But they really need to stop rather those endless movements than the stack ones.
So poach from Box, creating a very open player for Troubles. Inside shot, and Troubles are tumbling down. The disc stays with them. Put into the middle. Beautiful flow now, looking for an option. Jakowiak into Chybicka.
It's a great defense from Box that really understood that the pass would come into the close side, and the Box player was there first and could stop this disc.
Kuhn to Maya. Very static position. Hammer over the top to Sauer, and she tumbles as she tries to get that disc still.
It was a little bit out of reach, came down quite fast and underestimated the curve, and it was not possible anymore to get a grip on it.
It's really important to give your receiver a chance. No chance there. And for Troubles as well. You know, I love a good hammer. In this situation with the rain pouring down like that, hammer is not an ideal option in my opinion, but maybe Maya will give me a reason to change that opinion of mine. Steinhauser, just in front of our cameras. Tuschnedel. Faking. Looking for an option. Goes up the line. Kuhn and Steinhauser both within reach of that disc. And Steinhauser gets it. Red zone to Meyer. Puts it out the back to Scheidel with a big layout. And just out of her hands.
And that's what I say to my junior, go with the left. That you could see if there is a replay that she really tried to catch the disc with her strong hand, but in this situation, coming from the left side to the right, the left hand, of course, is able to stop the disc, and it's a more natural position than going with the right one. And that's probably the reason why this layout didn't end with a great catch.
Troubles. Get that pass into the middle, but it's not connecting with the player in the box. Quick to pick up Maya and Steinhauser. That disc around her head, making it to the ground. And Huck goes up for Troubles, and I don't think she could see that disc very well. It was hanging for quite some time, and I'm sure she would have gotten there, but it was always going to hit the ground. If it's over her head, she didn't get a good read on it. Inside shot for Steinhauser, who also bubbles the disc.
You can see now the disc is really, really wet. You need to, it's hard to throw, it's hard to catch.
Layout D by Steinhauser, redeeming herself. And an injury sub for her as she seems a bit shaken up, or shaking her hand there maybe. Wolfsteiner taking the field for Steinhauser.
Now somebody, actually Wolfsteiner, yeah, exactly, must check in
On the
ground so that everybody can move again.
So Troubles clamming the stack, playing a bit of aerial defense. That works out very well. And they get a red zone opportunity of their own, and that disc is...
Was it a defense or a drop? It's not so clear, but there was definitely a lot of pressure from Schneider that did her part or their share on getting back this disc.
Wolfsteiner to Schnedel. Timeout called for box.
Good call.
It has been quite a long point, and I really liked Trouble's defense in that sequence. But as both teams are taking their time, taking a breather, we are going to do that as well, and we will be back with you shortly.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
fund
our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
My mom and I made a cookbook. Traditional recipes passed down through the generations.
They cater very well to modern kitchens.
Our recipes come from all over Italy, primarily from Le Marche in Sicily, where my parents come from. Two of the best culinary regions.
All the regions of Italy have their own signature food.
Buying this book will make you smarter and better looking.
Mannaggia Stefano, just promote the book.
Just search Mama's Italian Classics anywhere you can buy books online and get your hands on a copy.
Those who do not know their history can never relive it. The skies, the dives, the sideline smiles. Our past is held in photo albums, drinking stories. The present is a gift. And here at ULTI.TV, we want to make sure we always appreciate it, capturing the immortal moments of Ultimate from around the world and making sure everyone can enjoy them for free, forever. Because the future belongs to all of us.
We are back here after the timeout box, wisely taking a breather. Schnedel with the disc in her hand, setting up in a horizontal stack with, what are they doing?
No, that's gonna be interesting. They are isolating one person in the middle and the stack is actually going away. Oh, that's
that disc also went away out of Maya's hands, and a goal for Troubles is the result of that timeout.
So Trouble getting their third point, using now one of the few mistakes that actually Boxer was allowing, especially closer to their end zone.
Yeah, Maya has to go to ground and never...
There was
don't know what she did there.
Yeah, exactly. It looked like
she tried to get it
in order to get balance again. I was grabbing for the disc, or at least putting the hand on the disc, stopping the immediate continuation from Trouble. But of course, it was just an accidental movement, and Trouble could pick up the disc very quickly
That's
and
always
make
the thing.
the pass.
If you lay out, you feel like the best player ever, and then you see what you actually did and you're like, whoopsie, that was rather a stumble and a fall than actually laying out. The only person I've seen lay out, and that's how I always feel, is number 16, Sachkowska on Troubles. Watching her lay out and then go for those discs is something else. Paschinger to Terra. Puts it up high. It's floating for Kramer. Kramer in front of the end zone. And finds Paschinger up the line. She's not quite... Oh, yeah, she isn't yet. She likes to throw herself around in this space.
Well, now let's see again. Great long side, and look at her, that perfect extension, control also with two hands just to be safe, and a little bit of a wobbly flick.
Let's talk some more about that beautiful sky, the catch in the air, not so much what happened after. What happened after is a point for Box. 11-3.
They are exactly this short flick are very, very difficult. This is why also we try in the trainings to learn also the lefty backhand. And Christina, I know you are professional in that one and also in the lefty flick.
I am. I'm trying to be ambidextrous. I'm learning. I do that a lot.
We played against each other 2 weeks ago, and I was marking her, and I can tell you, I had no chance. I got broken all the time from the left and from the right side. So
let's not over-exaggerate that, as Troubles are back on offense. Inside put. Jakowiak back to Lewicka, and unforced arrow there again. Just not quite with her hands around the dish. She's wearing one glove. Yeah. Right hand is gloved, left hand is without a glove. Also an interesting choice of fashion. Schnedel in the middle, frustrated because there's no movement from the stack, but up the line for Maya. Pali with the continuation, and Plivitz gets to pick up for Troubles now. Inside put. Looking for a reset, finds it in Mella. Wisniewska again with the inside gainer, and there's talk about a strip probably, and that disc wobbled quite a bit when it came out of her hands.
It was still in the hands.
Wisniewska looking for Klebitska. Mella.
A little bit too far. Right, she did not expect it so quickly, and it was really a quick movement.
Just as quick as Maya. Picks back up for Box. Winter, Tuzio. To Scheidel. Good switch from Troubles, preventing that up the line, and Box can go the other way now. The disc very high, and Pali redeems Schnedel's throw. Looking for an option, finds one in Maya. Beautiful put and into the end zone. And Lyman had an amazing catch earlier, but that was super hard. And the easy catch now, it's troubling for her.
So now Travel checking the possibilities and going for a break. Boxer is trying rather to close the long ones and force them just to the cut to the disc.
Sauer with a
Great
big
defense.
D over Mella. Having that step in front, and Maya again with the disc in her hand. Schnedel didn't really expect the disc to come out that quickly. Don't think she was aware of it. And this point is getting a bit messy now. Chlebitska gets the gainer back and puts it up deep.
Again, great power position from Troubles that had the space to throw the long, and there was actually a good separation. But unfortunately, either the disc didn't come with a curve that they wanted, or there was a little bit of misunderstanding between the two players.
Winter too Sauer. Pops it casually over the top into Freimann, who is knocked out.
Time.
It's knocked out by the Polish defender, but I do think that she bubbled the catch before.
Yeah, so there was no contact. I think there was the Polish player just jumped in front and just the disc slipped through her hands. Now Trouble taking their time to get to the disc.
Yeah, this multiple turnover point has definitely taken the air out of some of those players. A bit of a breather is really nice to walk the disc slowly, and Chlebitska wanting to get that disc further quickly and doesn't manage to connect. Maya quick to pick up on her, and Vinta Tuzio running, and the defense is there in Jakowiak, who's going to pick up as well. High disc in a troubled situation. Just only connects with the grass fields here in Schwechat. Maya. Very open to that one side. Vinta Tuzio pops it into Pali. Looks for the give and go, but instead goes back to Maya. Pushed and thrown through the contact into Schnedel for the score.
It was really hard work from Box. Actually, they have made a point already 2 times, and there were some unfortunate drops, but then on the 3rd chance, they got it.
Some forced, some unforced arrows combined to a multiple turnover point here on this side of the stadium field. On the other side of the stadium field, we have the other semi-final in the women's division. Switzerland taking on East Bloc, and currently East Bloc, the team from Czech Republic, is up 9 points to Swiss 6, which is surprisingly, I would imagine. At least for me it is, because the Swiss are a national team after all. I do have to admit, I'm not sure if they're full strength yet, but it's part of their preparation. And since they are vice champion, they got 2nd at EUC last time around in 2019, one would expect them to be on top in that game, but maybe that's just me. Anyway, back to live action. Sachkowska with the isolation cut, and she gets it back, or does she? it's Kramer on the defense. Paschinger gets a lot of contact as she catches.
There was a contact, a foul, a clear foul that was called.
Terra puts it up deep for Hermann, and she catches it. Nearly catches it. I got too excited there.
Yeah, I just fell down. I thought she had control, and the disc just fell down in the last 10 meters. Here there's a uncontested foul on the mark.
Yeah, and that catch Paschinger just was a bit too late. And a big disc goes up from Saczkowska. Body's underneath it. Polish player gets there first, looks for a dump and finds one in Groszica. Masalek to Saczkowska. Up the line, red zone for troubles. Saczkowska. To Mella. Saczkowska with a big layout to try and get that disc that was so far out in front.
I could really see this leapt out of her wet hands and landed just 2 meters further than she thought. Unfortunate pass from trouble.
Beautiful reset for Wolfsteiner. Looks for Paschinger here and very static. The box stack and very deep, as you pointed out before, I believe.
Yeah.
Looks like they are a bit tired from all that running. Kammer looks off an option and finds Terra in the middle. Wolfsteiner. Doesn't see an option she likes for a reset, goes to Kramer. Paschinger now. And Kramer all alone in acres of space. Finds a reset in Paschinger. Inside shot into the Polish defender, and Kramer gets the goal! Cover off the deflection. She was in the right spot at the right time.
Too bad really for troubles, but you know the golden rule, always catch the disc.
Always catch your Ds. Exactly, that's super important. We see why.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of Kramer here because she's normally not the player to lay out, but it always takes just that one important moment, and here we have it. A replay of that. She bobbles it, and Kramer gets her hands around that disc.
Such a quick reaction. I think that she anticipated that she could have a bit of it because she reacted so fast that, yeah, probably she expected that.
And this is really the game Box is having. Troubles are trying everything they can on defense, but still somehow just works out for them.
So rain is picking up even more, making it more difficult to play offense under these conditions.
Beautiful inside shot. That disc finds the ground and step on it.
This check.
They seem to agree it's okay, and the rain is picking up a lot now. I think you can hear it in the microphones as well. I thought it was gonna stop. The rain was gonna stop at 11:40, and it's 11:30. Hasn't stopped yet. Doesn't look anywhere near.
And now it's picking up really, really strong. And yeah.
You know, Troubles and Box have a history of rainy games. There was one at EUCF, the quarterfinal, that was probably same conditions as this game. You can watch that back on ULTI.TV as well if you're interested in more box and troubles action, but we can stay here for now.
So game stopped. Box in the offense.
Hyman with the disc in her hands, and Scheidel now finds Maya. To Schnedel. Kuhn with the jump. Into Schnedel, who does a ballerina turn to get free. To Kuhn. Fakes off, and Maya has to go to ground. Schnedel. To Steinhauser for the score. Clinical from box.
Yeah, they were really keeping patient. You could also see very disciplined the stack in the end zone. They know, so we see box kind of game. It's rather a running game from the with a lot of end movement and then break into the side and then try to put the sticky pass into the close side. In this case, the stack stayed really quiet, let's say, in the back of the end zone, allowing 3 people moving around like we see here, and then creating space for the handlers, for the top players, so for the players on the top of the stack to get the easy pass in the
great cut
belly.
by Steinhauser to push her defender towards the line, and then slashing out to the side. Nothing really one could do against that besides being so much faster than her, but she is a very speedy player, so this would have been really hard. As Box are approaching game point, if they can break here, they win the game and secure their spot in the final, and Troubles have a must-score point here, and every other point that they are on the line for is going to be a must-score opportunity for them. Good handler coverage, and that disc is too far out in front, and passing it to pick up. She's been so important for Box in this game, putting it to Rottensteiner just in front of the end zone. And that disc is caught for Box and the win. Schweinitzer with the last score for Box, making it 15-3 in favor of the local champions.
Yeah, a really clear result, mainly because of the clinical really offense from Box that was able also in these very difficult conditions to keep the disc in the rows, moving it with small passes and not risking too much, I would say, while on the other hand Troubles could not play with the safeness that Box had, and just had too many short mistakes.
That last point here, Rottensteiner in pursuit to get that disc and putting it into Schweinitzer. And that is the game for Box. Box really played it clinically.
Yeah, Box again in the final in their home tournament, performing really great. Let's see who will be the opponent in their on the other game where Switzerland,
Swiss national team against East Block right now, 9-11, the current score. And they've been, I think East Block has gotten a few breaks back from Swiss national team. East Block is still in front. They were in front by 4. Now they are by 2, potentially by 1, as the Swiss national team are on their offense now. But
so we will know very soon who will be the other team coming into the final in this edition of the Vienna Spring Break in the women division. Box made it in a very, very sovereign way. And we wish Box to have such a great performance also in the next games, so that it will be very exciting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will, and we'll bring you more coverage today. The next game will be the third place game in the men's division. Forward taking on 3SB as Fui, the O-line of the Fui team, is in the final. And the third place game is caught between the two of those. Stay tuned for this, and thank you for watching. For Audi, Andrea Fulan, I was Christina Omayo, and we will be back with you soon.
Grazie e ciao.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, Ultimate.
ULTI.TV.